How much do you practice a day? Do you have a kind of routine?
Quite a bit. I mean, there's no real set time. I have a guitar next to me. I have my kids and my wife on one side of me in bed, and I have my guitar on the other side of me.
Right.
And it's always right in the corner, within reach of me. I always keep one there because there's many times that my mind is racing in the middle of the night, and I just feel like, getting up, or I get, kicked in the head by one of my kids or something that'll wake me up, and then, but I have a little setup at my house too, with a little Pro Tools rig, just to be able to go downstairs if I want to dig a little deeper into it and play around. Then I'll go there and just noodle around and record ideas, and just try to have a library of stuff to always pull out whenever there's those moments of if the well's running dry and I can't force something out. I might just revisit some of the old riffs and see if that sparks anything.
With practicing, there's two schools of thought. There's guys that are like, well, I have to be hit by inspiration to pick up the guitar, and for some reason they can still be amazing. And then there's guys that have kind of a due diligence, like I have to play every day, or I'm going to start to get rusty.
Well, I don't do it because I have to do it. I do it because it's just become a routine of my life. Like waking up and brushing your teeth, or eating breakfast or having dinner. Guitar just falls in, the daily plan of how I live. So it's never been I have to do it, so I have to pick it up. It's a natural routine of my life.
Dan, now we come to the portion of the interview where we are going to ask you some reader questions.
Okay.
A reader named Their Format says, some of the songs on the first album have become dance floor staples. Do you still feel proud of those songs, or do you feel that you've moved on musically?
Well, of course we feel like we've moved on musically. I'm proud of everything we do. It's just like children to us. I mean, you're going to be, proud of each kid that you have, and to us, we always, with each album, each time around, we try to impress each other, and we try to improve on certain elements of those songs that we feel are connecting and that are strong with us. And it's a challenging thing to do. The longer the career is, the more songs we write, it's always challenging to do something that's still going to sound fresh enough and not rehashed and done a million times. So into that, I like that challenge. I like the challenge of expanding and trying new things, and I think that our real fans who have shown how loyal they are to us appreciate the fact that we're, even though we're always going to sound, there's going to be things that, certain elements that sound like Disturbed. I think they appreciate the fact that we're trying to branch out and do certain things to keep it fresh for everyone.
A reader who goes by the name The Dude 5 says, "Hi Dan, I'm in a very cool metal band. Problem is, I'm in my 30s. Do you think I'm too old to make it? My friends tell me I should hang it up, but I really want to be a pro musician. Should I hang in there? Thanks."
I think you should never listen to anybody else. I think you gotta do what makes you feel good. I don't think that, for me personally, I've never taken the advice of anybody else. If it's in your heart and in your blood, you do it. I don't know what, and that to me is success. Right. It's not how many records you sell. If you're doing what you love to do, then that's successful. When we got into this and as a local band, we were all working pretty good career jobs. We were all making a good living. And one day we decided we need to quit because we need to dedicate ourselves 100%, 110% to the band and to the music. And that's a big part of the battle. If this guy's with other guys who aren't dedicated to it, then you need to find people that are, because they're just going to hold you back. You need to be on the same page. I think that's a big part of the battle, is if one guy is too committed to his job, or he has too many responsibilities and can't put in the time and the effort into it, then you're not going to make it. But if you're all putting in the same and you're all motivated, then you never give up at it.
What were you doing as a professional?
I was a union carpenter. I was building houses. like I said, we all had good career jobs and made good money, and that didn't matter to us because we were miserable doing that for a living. You know?
But was that scary? Because a lot of people probably would say you're crazy to risk a solid future for being in a band.
I didn't care. I didn't care. I mean, the scary part more so was telling my father that I quit my job to try to be a musician. You know, so I actually got support from my boss when I quit, and he told me, Dan, you can always come back and be a carpenter. If you got a chance to be a musician, go for it. I never had the opportunity, like you hear the old stories of somebody being able to tell the old boss to fuck off or whatever. I didn't have to do that because my boss was cool about it. He's like, Dan, if you can get out of this life and go do something that you love to do it, because you could always come back and build houses. You know, I just got to the point to me that I felt like, you know, things need to change. And I knew that, I think if anything, my dad kind of motivated when I was playing growing up. I'd be in my bedroom playing, he'd come into my room and say, you know, nobody's going to be knocking on your door to find you. You know, kind of motivating me to prove him wrong. I need to get off my butt and make a statement if this is what I want to do. And I probably never really realized that at the time, that's what he was doing to me to make me want to prove him wrong. But that day came that I said, you know what? And so he's right, but I also have to tell him, well, I'm quitting my career job, my union job, and I'm going to pursue this because I was confident in the guys that I was with and what we were doing.